All right, what is up, everybody? So we're back for another market recap slash trade recap slash I don't know, but we are back. All right, so I'm gonna break down exactly what went down today. So we did have NFP today, NFP Friday. So what I was waiting for was obviously the 8:30 candle to form. Boom, we had our data high created. Then we also had our data low created as well too. So I take no trades until one of these liquidity pools are actually taken out. So I waited for either the data high to get taken first or the data low. Now a lot of people you could have in theory taken some sort of buys to the data high. It did kind of look obvious, but I wasn't risking that. I wanted to wait for a liquidity sweep of either or first and then look for a retracement or trade to the other one, the opposing liquidity. So what ended up happening was we're just kind of consolidating, we're just kind of chilling. Then market open hit at 9:30, and then we started getting our momentum to the data high. We swept the data high, so then what did that leave us? We left our data low down here. It was unmitigated, it was unfilled. So I was waiting for some sort of reaction back down to these data lows. Now what I did end up noticing as well too, I went up into the 4 hour time frame. We were also still inside of a bearish fair value gap that we were rejecting. We rejected it prior and we rejected it once again as well today. So we rejected the 4 hour fair value gap. Now if we drop down to the 15-minute time frame as well too, come all the way over here. I was also looking to see if price was going to come back down to this buy side liquidity, which also could have been a very strong drawn liquidity. Now the only thing is there was no trade setups to this buy side liquidity as price just kind of just kept going up from here. So price did end up sweeping that buy side liquidity, but on ES we actually did not end up taking that high. If we come over to ES was like Mars compared to where that buy side was at. So you guys can see here, same high. We didn't end up taking it out. So what did that create? That created our bearish SMT. So we were respecting a 4 hour fair value gap. We created a bearish SMT with ES as well. So ultimately, what did that tell me? Was that price was going to go lower from here. It's like, where else could price go from here? Like, we already took the buy side. We could, yes, we do have these relative equal highs, but price was already like kind of spoon feeding us that it was going to go lower just based off the rejection, and then ES just lagging behind as well too. So ultimately what I was waiting for was to see some sort of retracement back down. Now when we did start pumping up to these data highs, we did leave a fair value gap here, a fair value gap here, and another fair value gap here on the 1 minute. If you go to the 2-3 minute, it is a bigger gap as well too. You can see that it's more defined, but there was really no entry to the data lows. Like what my original thing was, I was gonna wait for this one to close below, take this inversion, and then I was gonna take the shorts back down to the data lows. We would have had our change in the state right here, change in the state, clear inversion down, good momentum, but 10 a.m. news did end up wrecking us. So unfortunately for me, I was so confident on this trade playing out that literally before this whole thing even happened, I deadass literally had all three. I had my one because my I was gonna risk $250 on this trade. I was gonna take my short here. My stop was gonna be around here, and then I was gonna target the data low. Now I was gonna go in with 3 micros, so I had a buy limit here for one, and then I had two buy limits here, and then literally 10 a.m. news just hit, filled all three of my orders, and then yeah, I ended up taking an L just because I mean clearly we kept going lower when I literally bought, you could say, even though I was planning on selling off. But that was pretty much it. Like that was my only drawn liquidity for the day, the only objective I had. Now after that mistake happened, I didn't care what PA did from here. It's kind of just chopping. We're just kind of consolidating anyways. But yeah, I mean this would have been the best trade. Best case scenario would have been if we had a close below here, but I mean, a 10 a.m. news decided to just freaking full send it all the way down and sweep all of my targets. It even came down and took out the Asia lows as well too. We took Asia lows down here as well. So yeah, it was pretty crazy, honestly. Crazy move, but it is what it is. So yeah, now we move on to the next week, and that was pretty much it. So pretty easy bias day today. Bless me, excuse me, guys. But yeah, pretty easy bias for the day. Just simply just waiting to see what price would react to from certain levels, and yeah, So that's it for me today. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Stay blessed. Enjoy your weekend. Get as much needed rest, back test, so we can come back stronger for next week. That's it for me today. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Stay safe.